live. I wish I had the time to do more live sessions, but I find every day is getting busier and busier and busier, right? And especially when it comes to private trips, it's getting nuts. Calendar is filling up so much time. Just wish I had more hours to spend in live feeds. I welcome you all. Why am I making this video? I made part one. Basically, the things that drivers hate about Uber and Lyft. Why did I make this video? Is because I wanted to get as much feedback as possible, and I was hoping that executives at these companies, at any of these gig companies, are paying attention and reading your comments, right? When I say reading your comments, adding to those points, right? So that they can maybe up the ante, that they could really make change and see, oh, this is what the drivers hate. This is what they hate. Oh, this is a common thing they hate, right? So we have to fix it. We have to fix it. So David Sink is in the house. Kramisha Thomas is in the house. She says, hi, good to see you. And so I want to add on, thumbs up, by the way, jump in. As you can see, there are some ladies eating in the back seat. That is a big, big no-no, leaving the trash behind, the fries on the floor, right? That's only going to really hurt you on the next trip and the next trip. When that lingering burger smell or fry smell is in your car, let's say you have ketchup on the seat, sadly, we have to clean up in between trips. And a lot of people don't even have time to clean up, right? So it's just chasing trip after trip after trip to make to hit these Uber and Lyft targets. So you get these additional bonuses. We don't even have the time often to clean up, right? But having people eat in your car, I cannot stand it, right? So I want to jump in to what some people have written, adding to those first 15 points. Rocky says, drivers are not attendants. We are constantly being asked to assist riders like we are an ambulatory service. We have to practically help sick people in and out of the car, even in the age of COVID. Some customers even expect you to push their wheelchairs. And many customers in senior centers are just too cheap to call an MV transport or an ambulance. They call an Uber and a Lyft and they make you do all that shit. It's not our job. Listen, I feel sorry for the people in the wheelchair. I love seniors, but you know, those senior centers got to do that work, right? No, let's dump all that work on the driver. So this is what this person hates, right? That's why I gave you the opportunity to view your comments. Some customers even expect you to push their wheelchairs. Many customers in senior centers are just too cheap to call an MV transport or an ambulance. They call Uber and Lyft. It is a tremendous burden, and we almost never get tips from seniors or nursing homes, right? So I can understand that you're not all too gung-ho or all too happy to go and pick up people at a nursing home, right? Or at a hospital or at a senior home. Leaving trash in my clean car. Yeah, absolutely. So pound here, right? Add your points, right? Because I know that these fools, these executive trash teams at Uber and Lyft, I know they read and watch my videos, and let's educate them. So if you are an executive at Uber or Lyft or Bolt or whoever you work for, you know, pay attention to these videos. Read what I'm reading, right? I'm reading, like, why do people have to wait? This, you know, I can understand that a driver hates this. Why do you have to wait 3 months for a background check, right? What's wrong, checker? What's wrong, Uber? What's wrong, Lyft? You can't get your shit together. You cannot complete a background check in 48 hours. This is what drivers hate. So unload on the side of the screen here, right? Stepping on dog shit. Who stepped on dog shit? Is it that? Listen, that doesn't happen after every trip. But who wrote that? Stepping on dog shit and then entering my car, wiping dog shit on my floor mat. Oh my God! right? I mean, you will pick that smell up right away. That's disgusting. It never happened to me, thank God. But can you imagine? And I totally understand that you hate that, right? That's disgusting. Oh, so they step in dog shit. Oh, let's take that dog shit into that driver's car. Why? Because they do not respect your vehicle. They think they've paid for this trip and you owe them, right? And they can do what the freak show they want in your car. No, 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 dear rider. No, 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 dear passenger. It doesn't work that way, right? It's our car, our office, and you respect it, right? Make sure you clean, have no body odor, and you don't stink like someone who hasn't showered for a week. Don't get into our car because there's a lot of things us people hate. I personally, I hate it when people slam the doors. I hate it when a filthy, stinky person, maybe they've come out of the gym, they haven't showered, and they think, oh, you know what? I'm going to get into that car and stink up his car. No, 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 no. So if you're a rider and you're a passenger, you really want to pay attention to this video and if you're an executive at any of these companies, you want to pay very, very close attention to this video because here we are, drivers congregated telling you, dear passenger, telling you, executive trash team, what we hate. It's our biggest peeves right here, right? The behavior of the customers is completely out of control, Patrick. Yeah. And Patrick's right, because that is called entitlement. So they get completely, I can do what I want in this car. I can eat, I can smoke, I can vape, I can have a joint. Why? Because I have paid for this trip. So I can do what I want in Patrick's car. No, 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 no. We do not want out of control riders and passengers in our car that disrespect our vehicle. Guys, I have 11 likes. Pump it up. Pump it up. There's 30 people in the room. Why am I making this video? Why am I taking my time out of the day? Is because I'm sending a signal to these companies via you. So let's smash that like button, right? GPS routes, right? Don't you love those people that sit in the back and tell you, oh, you got to go this way or that way? No, buddy, I have a system. It's called a GPS. I follow that, and that's how I get you there safely. I don't need this backseat driver shouting instructions from the back. Hey, no, you took the wrong. You got to take that way. Excuse me. There is the navigation. Pay close attention to it, right? So this background check thing, I'm going to reiterate this again. It really, really needs to get better. There is no excuse, Uber and Lyft. And I understand that there's a lot of hatred and anger and frustrations by drivers building up, waiting for things to get resolved by customer support, which doesn't exist, waiting on checker. Daniel Abadi in the house. Don't worry, you'll get support. Love you. Thank you very much. Smashes down $20. Really appreciate that, right? Anybody wants to match that, you're welcome. Now, I want to go through more points here. Mary says, I hate it when you have music playing in the car and a passenger is listening to music or watching videos on their phone, right? And you can hear what they're watching over the music that's playing in the car, right? So this is what she hates. And I understand that. And I really sympathize with you here because, you're setting the tone, you're putting the music on, and then they have all these phones going, and maybe 3-4 people on the phone, and this one has this video going, this one has that music video, and you have all of these competing sounds overpowering the music. No, dear rider, we do not like that. And by the way, Dara, I hope Dara is watching this video. This is Dara, by the way, Dara Koshisholi. I hope him and his executive trash team are watching this video and taking notes. Get out your pad. Start writing what these people tell you. Danny Naranjo, he doesn't like when people smell of weed. 100%. You got the dope smell, the marijuana smell in your clothes. You've just taken your last puff before you get in our car and you smell like a freaking ashtray. We don't like that, right? Respect our effing car, respect our four wheels, right? We are here to perform a job, to get you home safely, to get you to your business safely, to get you. Timothy Beeman, thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. Super, super, super kind. Smashes down $30. I appreciate that, right? So, executives, listen up, right? Listen up, executives, especially Dara. Please listen up and watch this video from beginning to end because you could learn a lot. Now, today I announced that Uber was voted the #1 hated company in the United States, right? And that starts with poor leadership on the top, right? When the CEO is completely. Mishka Dean, thank you. Picking up someone at an electronics store who wants me to be a TV transport truck by shoving an 80-inch TV in my SUV. Listen, go and spend the money with Geek Squad at Best Buy. Go and get yourself a U-Haul. Go and get yourself a vehicle. What do we look like? Do we look like your cheap transportation company, right? My friend, you got beaten up by a guy because he was not willing to put all of these devices in the car, all these DJ equipment and that. We are not, listen, this is one of my big peeves. We are not a freaking transportation company. So I hear you loud and clear, Mishka. I hear you loud and clear, right? You an 80-inch TV, you're going to try and shove into my car and maybe tear my leather or tear my upholstery up because you want this big ass TV in my car or my Excel or my SUV. No, 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 dear passenger. Don't be cheap, dear rider. Go and spend the money with Geek Squad or whatever and have them deliver it. Pay a premium for that. Don't dump that responsibility on your driver, right? So Marley says, I hate it when passengers roll your windows down and don't roll them back up before they get out of the car. Okay, so let's take this one, right? Roll the passengers down, roll the windows down, fresh air, have a good time, and then they just get out. And many a times at an airport, when they get out, they leave the door open. How many times has that happened to you? They leave the window open, they leave the door open. Have the courtesy, please, riders, pay attention. Pay attention to this. Understand what upsets a driver. If you want to have a good standing with a driver, if you want to have your best experience with a driver, pay very close attention to these points. Timothy says, dropping a vet in my car without any instruction to take him to a VA hospital where things are closed. Right? Wrong. It's completely freaking wrong. Right? Philip Businessman says, it reminds me when a man got kicked out, he asked me to transport his bike. Really? I'll be your bike transport. What do I look like, dude? What do I look like? Do I look like one of those transport companies that's going to haul your mountain bikes, your racing bikes? No. It doesn't work like that. Yeah? Rideshare Warrior says, when you're heading to a rider and then the app changes to the next ride when you're 2 minutes away, right? Patrick says 10 baskets of clothes from the laundromat. Okay, that one drives me crazy, right? Are we like some transportation company for dirty laundry? Do I have a sign on my car that says I haul dirty laundry, right? And they stuff all these bags in, the stinky bags, and they're pushing it in with no regards, no respect to your vehicle. It's wrong. Craig Max is going to court this week, got a gun pulled out on me because no car seat. Holy mackerel. Hopefully you win that. Now, this person says, I hate it when passengers knock on your windows. hey. We don't like that, right? We like peace and harmony in our car. We don't want somebody smashing on our windows. Even worse than that, when you're driving up, they'd run up to your car and bash it on the back. Like, bash it on the back. You drive into busy LAX and there's big crowds, right? And you're looking for the individual, and they come and they boom, 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 boom. Hey, dude, do not bang my car. Do not smash or put your hand down. Pisses me off to the point that I'll leave them behind. I hate that. I cannot frickin' stand that, right? So this is a good one by Malcolm. He says, I do rideshare. I have disposable masks available for riders who forget theirs. I've had few riders leave their disposable masks in my car, in the back seat. They just stick them away. So you let me get this right, dear rider. So we facilitate and we give you a free mask. Let's say we give you a free mask. You then use it, and then you leave the trash behind in our car. We're supposed to pick up that dirty mask. Who the heck do you think we are? Right? We are like a mask providing service and a mask disposable service. Do I have that written on my window somewhere, dear rider, that I provide masks and I will dispose them for you? F no. F no. Angus says, I've even had people try to get me to deliver casseroles and documents and refused and reported them. This one lady threatened to have me fired for not delivering a letter. What do we look like? Do we look like some fax machine? Do we look like some electronic device that will transport your documents or your letters? Do we look like a shredding service? Rideshare Warrior smacks down 10. Thank you. Right? Listen, if you want me to really talk about your point, just leave a small little donation here. I will focus on that. Leaving gum on the seat and door. Folks, the biggest mistake you can do is hand out gum. Hand out mints. Do never, ever, ever hand out gum. They will take the gum and it will be stuck away somewhere under your seat, right? If you see individual, listen carefully. If you see an individual get into your car chewing, you know they're chewing gum, and they're blowing these bubbles and they're chewing. Make sure when that asshole exits your car, that he's still chewing, right? And have a look when he stopped chewing in the back, and you're looking, where did he put that gum? Did he, like, while you're driving, sneak it away something? Catch them in the act and say, excuse me, sir, excuse me, ma'am, my car is not a garbage bin for your gum, right? Please take it off there, or please remove it from underneath the seat. I've seen it happen. Pisses me off big time, big time. I think we like some gum disposable service, right? Or are we going to find your gum in our car and it's all dried up and we're going to remove that for you? How disgusting are you? What type of manners do you have when you just throw down gum in our car? Stick it away. Mishka again comes through with a 10, says drunks who climb in the back rather than pulling up on the second row seat to gain access to the third row. They climb over my console. What the F is that about? This climbing over your console, like, just to get there. Follow the protocol, right? He's spelled it out. Mishka has spelled it out for you, right? I have a broken, and I had my expensive leather. I hear you 100%. I had my expensive leather torn up because they're climbing over there, and the shoe, the heel gets caught and scrapes my leather, right? So this is a $110,000 car, and they scraped my leather. They broke your console. Our car is not a jungle gym, right? Our car is not one of those play centers at McDonald's that you can jump around like a little 5-year-old and find your seat and hop over things. No, especially when you're drunk. Follow protocol. Get in the car, sit your ass down, and don't climb all over our upholstery or leather. Bad news, right? So another one here, and again, I if you have a mask, please take it with you, dear rider. Please Hey guys, smash the like button. We've got 50 people in the house. Smash that. The more likes we get, the higher it climbs in the algorithms, the more likely Dara Khosrowshahi, John Zimmer, Logan Green, all my favorite arseholes out there, Tony Zhu, are going to see this video, right? Let's stick it to them. So hit smash that like button. Now, T. Harry says, my biggest gripe is when the app switch riders while 2 minutes or less on route, having to reroute. It's super annoying. Hear you loud and clear, my brother. Bluhimi says, I keep my front doors locked. I have a charging station as well with retractable cords. I don't run after midnight either. I save the mask thing for rude riders and report them for not wearing a mask. Uber made one passenger have to do the mask selfies every time they used the service after I reported her and submitted a video. Good. Teach them, right? You got to educate these riders. I truly like what one rider did. I thought this is phenomenal. And because you guys know Halloween's coming up, guys, you know these skeletons, right? I got myself one at Home Depot. Okay, they cost like 30, 40 bucks. But what a great repellent. What a great repellent. Okay, it's almost Halloween. And you got this guy in the front. You can see it's a seatbelt is on. We don't want you to sit up front with us. It says clearly, wear your mask, and you're supposed to be in the back, but they still insist they're going to climb into the front seat. Stick it to them. Get a skeleton, right? Get a skeleton, right? There he is, all buckled up, and then the people are in the back, right? There he is, Dara, right? There's Dara in the front seat, all buckled up. Mishka, love you back. I appreciate you, man. Huge respect. Respect is both ways, right? You know, I respect my audience. I respect the feedback because you allow the channel to grow. You can use this channel as a megaphone. So if you want to speak very, very loud and send a very loud message to Dara, John Zimmer, and Logan Green, Dara, are you listening? Because this is a video you should study. Danny Naranjo smashes down $20. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, everyone, for the donations. Now, Dara, read. Please read, watch, listen. I know you have problems interacting with humans. I know you are shy, right? But you really have to read and listen to what people are telling you. It's an accumulation of anger, hate, frustrations, because you are allowing these riders, your clients, to get away with this crap. You got to set the boundaries, you know. And often we set the boundaries and then we get accused. We get a false report against us because they don't like it that we set the boundaries. And even worse than that, they'll make such a false report that we might get even deactivated because we set the boundaries. And the sad thing is that Uber and Lyft never, ever have our back. They never protect us from false accusations. Because why? Because we set our boundaries in our car. It's our car. These are the rules and laws in my car. You abide by them. Now you go and file a false report against me, against any other driver, and my company doesn't have my back. How does that make you feel? It makes you pissed. It makes you angry, right? You build up resentment. You build up hatred towards the company because they do not have your back. And then they deactivate you, then you are losing money, and then you have to fight to get back in behind the wheel. And ultimately, the company finds out that the rider was wrong, and they made the shit up, and there's no apologies. There is no apology to the driver. Oh, you know what? We should have listened to you in the first place, right? Oh, rider says you were drunk. Rider says you were high. Rider says you were swerving on the road. Really? What proof do you have? This happens every day. It's got to stop. So if you are an executive trash member, McDonald, Andrew McDonald, Tony West, right? Dara Khosrowshahi, Laura Jones, any of you executive trash members watching this video, you got to have the driver's back. You cannot just bow down to the rider who's paying the money, right? Who is the God, because we want to get more money from you and more rides and more money. You got to back your workforce, the people that are bringing you in wheelbarrows and wheelbarrows of cash. Us, the drivers who are doing the heavy lifting, right? Patrick says passengers saying, thank you again, Danny. Patrick says passengers saying, when did Uber only allow 3 passengers, right? Last Uber let us use 4 people. So they pretend like, oh, I don't know about us. When did Uber say this? Oh, we can have 4 passengers. No, fool. Go and read up your terms that you agree to. Right now, there's only 3 in the back, right? And Dara sits in the front. So you 3 idiots go sit in the back right now and shut up. Steven says, Patrick, happens every day in San Francisco, right? So people taking alcohol, open drinks, weed into your car. Don't we hate that? Please, riders, don't do that. Please, please, please. Now, Gary Thompson says, what I hate most is the ease of passengers' ability to make false accusations. I just spoke about this, right? Gary says, what I hate the most is the ease of passengers' ability to make false accusations. Also, there needs to just be a 75-25% split in pay. Thank you. Those are Travis Kalanick days, right? 25-75. Not the 40-60 Dara Khoshawi split, right? So he hates the split, and he also hates false accusations. I hate false accusations because I read text messages and emails every day where people are supplying me the proof and said, right here, professor, here's the proof. This fool made a false accusation, right? And then they get deactivated, and I feel sorry for them. And I'm like, Jesus, really, does the rider get away with these false accusations every single time? Me personally, I hate the fact that Uber and Lyft do not have your back. So listen, Dara, you could learn a lot from this video. So Taguros is keeping us drivers in the dark about rides. When we accept a trip, we should see all the information about that trip, including stops, destination, and expected pay. Be transparent. So what this driver hates is the fact that Uber and Lyft are not transparent with you, right? Show us the destination. Show us what situation you're putting us into, right? Show us all the stops along the way. Show us what type of money we're going to get paid versus keeping us in the dark. I hear you. I feel you, Tuguru. Patrick K says he hates personal questions, right? So you're driving and the rider is asking personal question after personal question. He says, I cannot stand it. Constantly trying to pick your brain. How long have you been driving? What country are you from? Is this your only job? What's your favorite and least favorite thing about the job? The second they start with that bullshit, I nip it in the bud. I either say, listen, I do not like talking about myself. I love it. I love this guy. I do not like talking about myself. Or sorry, I can't hear you or talk right now. I have to focus on the direction in my ear from the Bluetooth GPS. I love it. What a great answer. What a great comment from Patrick K. Hans Wedding says, I hate how on Lyft, when you do a pickup where your riders don't stay at the pickup location and the app won't let start the trip. This is something that happens at big events. Very, very true, right? So that is something that they haven't mastered yet, that they haven't programmed and made better. Thanks, Hans Wedding. Emmanuel said, riders requesting stops. Oh, don't we love that? Oh, another stop and another stop and another stop, right? And leaving personal stuff on the backseat, round trips, people moving furniture in your car, drug dealers, riders talking personal stuff the entire trip on the phone or with other person, backseat drivers, riders that talk to you like their private chauffeur or servant by calling you buddy. The list can go on and on and on. Thank you, Emmanuel, because you know what? You needed to unload this. You needed to send Dara and John Zimmer at Uber and Lyft this message, and you had to have your grievances heard. That is why I'm making this video, right? Mishka says, drunk riders at 2 a.m. wanting to go through Taco Bell drive-through. Oh my God! Drunk driver, 2 a.m. after the nightclub, can we go through Taco Bell? Are you effing kidding me, dude? Seriously, you didn't just say that right now. I hate that shit. Sorry, I am not driving your ass through a Taco Bell. You're drunk. I need some food. I've been partying and drinking. I need a hamburger. Probably Jack in the Box and McDonald's or Taco Bell. Please, man, just wake one extra shop, please. My buddies are very, very hungry. Boom! Slap you straight out of my car. Scott Tucker says, when I was driving, I hated the phone fact that some riders felt they were entitled to the ride when it's my car, my rules. Scott Tucker, creme de la creme, good guy, met him personally in Vegas. He's now in Texas. My car, my rules. Don't come in with all your BS rules, your laws, and try and impose them on my car, right? Muhammad Khalil is in the house. He says, I have a 3-question rule before the rider can ask me where I'm from. Any 2 questions before I answer. I love it. Angus says, using rideshare as an ambulatory service is not only wrong, but should be reported to authorities. Thank you, Angus, for saying that. It's wrong to both parties. They should use Access, paratransit, or other services. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Right? Gary Travis says, Taco Bell drive-through, trap you in there too. So you're in that Taco Bell thing, there's 10 cars in front of you, 10 cars behind you, like, shit, how do I get out of here? I got this drunk ass in the back. It's moving slow as molasses. Snail came gliding by me while I'm at the Taco Bell, right? And you're getting frustrated because you're not really making money, right? You're burning the clock, the minutes are ticking. And you know what? Uber and Lyft don't pay you for all those seconds that go tick, 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 tick. And you're sitting there and your frustrations are building up and your anger is building up. It's like, I cannot believe I took this asshole to Taco Bell. I'm regretting this, right? You know that feeling. Perfect Nail says, so you have the perfect nails. I got to see a picture of that if you have the perfect nails. I gave a drunk guy French fries that wants McDonald's but refused to put it in the app and he threw them out on the window. Never again. Yeah, I would never do that again. Gary Travis says, stripper deposit through drive-through, but no tip. Wow. Danny Ryan says, they cancel and say, oh, now you have to take me home to get a free ride. No. Danny, we don't do that. There's no free rides here. They can't, oh, now I'm going to have to cancel and you're going to have to take me home and I get a free ride. No, you're going to get a free ride to the corner of the parking lot where I put your ass outside if you cancel. You cancel, you get out. There's no free ride, right? You think because you cancel now, oh, I'm gonna cancel now because you're not doing as I say, and you're gonna take me home and it's gonna be at your cost and your expense. Wrong, fool, wrong. There's only one way and it's out of my car. Now, Scott says, Scott Boogie says, the first thing I hate is the mask mandate and ban on front seat riders. I just restarted driving usually from 9-ish until 3-ish on Friday, Saturday. I understand what risks associated with the virus and otherwise that I'm willing to accept. As a supposedly independent contractor, that decision should be mine to make. Having both Uber and Lyft make that decision for me is just more proof that our independent contractor status is BS. Very well said. Joey Guggs is waiting, drives me crazy, waiting. I'm coming down, waiting. You're wasting our time, right? You got to give these people an ultimatum. Hey, I'm very busy. I need you to be here in the next few minutes. Otherwise, I have to cancel and go, right? You can't make a person wait 5 minutes just for a $3 ride. Doesn't sit very well with your driver. Night Rider of O-Town says, I hate it when passengers touch my ceiling. I have a Starlight headline and passengers are always touching it. Oh, I hate that. Touching the windows, touching the ceiling. I hate it when passengers touch my screens that are not to touch screen, but I see them touching them and looking confused that the video screens are not responding. When passengers are bouncing around in my backseat like it's a damn bouncy house. You're right. DC says, great list. Here are a few that are annoying to DC Johnson. Passengers who look down on drivers. Don't you hate that passengers that look down on drivers? Oh, I'm more superior than you. I'm the king. You're the peasant. No, 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 no. We are the captain of the ship. You are our guest, and you abide by our rules and our laws in our vehicles. That's the way it is. So he says, passengers look down on drivers, having no clue that some drivers may have professional backgrounds or careers, expecting drivers to stay way more than a few minutes, like 5 or less, when arranging for trip to store and back. They know the requirements, but still won't wear the mask. Terrence James says, make a passenger give a 500-word minimum review before leaving 4 stars or less. I love that. Make a passenger give a 500-word minimum review before leaving 4 stars or less. Number 2, background checks for riders. Number 3, higher overall pay and empty mileage pay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Number 4, too many riders get in the car with the wrong map directions and don't want to add a stop to save money. The drivers get stiffed and they have a little attitude about it. Jose says, low tips. You get more tips driving food than driving humans. Where there is more risk driving humans. Number 2, masks. Driving with a mask is an annoying after a while, and enforcing mask rules as well. Jason Bustamante says, I drive for Lyft and I was going to an event with 4 people, waited for an hour and couldn't get a Lyft or Uber XL. Decided to order a regular, made sure I tipped the guy up front, but he was cool with us sitting 4 people. Driver shortage, that means less XL drivers out there, too long of wait times. It's not always our fault, even though I feel bad doing it. So that comes from a rider, being very honest, very upfront, right? Let's see here. Angus says, idiots filming TikTok and Snapchat videos and playing it over and over again. I hate it. I hear you. It's annoying, right? Mishka says, driving a Rolls Royce for Uber. Giggle. Savage Scientist says, no, I hate even more when they touch my radio. That's true. David Rumney says, I hate it when riders get picked up from a fast food and once rides start within a minute, they think it's okay to eat in your car. WTF. Patrick says, 68 of us on here. Let's get the like. Let's get those likes up. We're on 43. Pump it up. Pump it up. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it. Down, 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 down. I like to move it. I like to smash that like button. I like to smash that like button. Dan Barry says, PRT too similar. I want to promote a culture of tipping. Here it is. Under half of customers tip, ask any driver. It's like not tipping your server. Indy says, hi, I bought the course. I can't wait to be a private driver. Yeah, awesome. We have to have a conversation, Indy. Want to walk you through all the different points. Guys, I love this idea. Go out. Halloween's coming up. Put one of these Darras in your front seat, right? And case closed. Look at the seatbelt. I think it's a genius idea. New Zealand Uber Vicky's in the house. How are you? Perfect. So just keep those comments coming, because I want these executives to read this, right? Charging $60 to a rider for the trip and paying $18 to the driver. That's not right, right? So that's what people hate, is the split. You know, and the Travis was 75-25. You can't charge the rider $60 and then only pay the driver $18. Wrong. Absolutely wrong. CEO Buddha says, the only thing I hate about driving for Uber is like California gas prices. Make $300 per day and then paying $80 for gas. I hear you loud and clear. It is awful. The last few days, I filled up $100 every day, $100 in my Escalade, $100 today, $100 yesterday, doing a lot of driving. Yesterday was a great day. I think I made $1,400 on private trips. Great day. Danny says sexual harassment from riders. Yeah. Hey, we don't want to be, you guys complain, riders, and sometimes you get like comments that are constitute sexual harassment. Well, we don't like it either. We don't like you touching us or making comments, especially to the ladies. Show some respect to the lady drivers, right? Just because you're a bunch of drunk guys in the back, you think that you can sexually harass or make sexual comments to the lady driver? No, 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 no. That shit don't fly in our car, drunkards. So cut out this sexual harassment, especially drunk males, right, towards a female driver. She doesn't like that. She's just doing her job. She's getting you home. She doesn't like need these like comments in her right ear here. Mr. Africa says Uber should be taking 25% from the fares. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Angus says, I hate it when passengers ask personal questions they would never ask anyone else. And I hate it when they try to talk politics. Yeah, politics doesn't belong in our car. And, you know, I've got a lot of private clients. I'm not interested in your politics. And don't try and convince me, you know, that your politics is correct. No, it's a topic that we do not want in our car. We don't want to talk about religion. You don't want to talk about sex. You don't want to talk about politics. Remember that. Uber, New Zealand, Uber Vicky. By the way, did you see that last rugby score between New Zealand and South Africa? Gotta say, was an interesting game. I only drive during the day. Once it gets dark, I turn the app off. Gary Travis says, no bad vibes. If someone is impatient, I'll definitely cancel. It's all about how the message tone is. I agree. DC Gig Worker says, another peeve of mine, people making out. Yeah, like, I mean, get a hotel room, get a motel room. Do you think you can make out in our car and all on full-on sexual acts in our car in the backseat? No, no, no. Go and get a hotel room, right? I once had a guy get into the car with two girls and says, oh, I need you to drive around for the hour because, you know, we're going to have some fun in the back. I said, dude, what do I look like? A hotel room? Out, right? Out. Seriously, it happened in my car in Hollywood. Goes, oh, just drive around for an hour because we're going to have some fun in the backseat, a little threesome. And like, no, I'm not a hotel room, right? Rideshare Warrior says, Stephen Hines says, people that are late for something and want me to hurry. Yeah, you late, and now you want us to zoom through traffic and break the laws and possibly cause an accident because you late? No, sorry. That's on you, buddy, right? Guys and girls, stick to your driving speeds that are out there on those signs, right? Don't break the laws for these people. Complex Equation says, I miss Travis Kalanick so much. You know what? I'm with you. I miss him too. I want that trash called Dara Koshashawi out. Really, I want him out. And I make a video tomorrow morning about it, that there's trouble brewing with inside the company. It's going to be a great video. It's going to be out tomorrow morning. I won't be beat says, Travis just spent investors' money. That's all he did. He spent a lot of money, but he paid the drivers, right? Drivers won't forget that. Patrick Vasquez says, I hate 3 added trips. Yeah. What the heck is that? You're going to add trip and another stop and another stop? No. We don't like that, right? So Mule Acre Farm says, I'm in Kansas City, and when running someone from downtown to the Kansas City International Airport, I have to pass the downtown airport. So many times I get riders telling me I drove past the airport, and one guy swore I was simply adding miles to the ride. Had him use the map to prove I was going the correct way. Thank you very much for saying that, right? GPS don't lie. That's the way it's taking us. That's the way we've been instructed. And don't make up crap and tell us that we're trying to drive extra miles and screw you over. No, we're following the GPS, you fool. Christina says, I've never let my feelings out, but now it's coming out. I love it. Christina is letting all her feelings out. Slick Nick says, I don't like it when riders just do as they please by watching videos, playing loud sound without earbuds, trying to eat and drink. Water's okay with me, no mask, and when they don't follow the capacity limits. And Uber Select, you can still take 4 people because they haven't modified anything on that category or said anything about restrictions, just as long as they have their masks. For front seat, there are some situations we can make exceptions. Sam Vince says the apps don't do enough auditing to ensure passengers are wearing masks during the ride. Tom Crocker says if they don't have a mask on while walking into my car before they get close, I drive off and cancel, no mask. Daniel Bayer says New Jersey drivers hate crossing to New York City. Coming back to New Jersey is a nightmare, especially during rush hour. Catherine says blackout drunks. I just call 911. Then wait for the cops to show up only when end of the ride and hand them to the LOE. Driving between 8 to 14 hours per day is just not good for your health. So strangely enough, here, this driver was bragging in one day, okay, you made $738, but you were driving for 14 hours and 52 minutes. 15 hours straight, 37 trips. Firstly, that's very dangerous. Secondly, since when is Uber allowing a driver to do 15 hours on the app? That's dangerous. That's flat out dangerous, right? Truckers that are driving cross country, they have to drive a certain amount of hours and take some rest. You need rest as well. This is so irresponsible of the driver and so irresponsible of Uber to allow them to drive for 14 hours and 52 minutes. I don't like that. I don't like that. Got a bed says, I stopped doing Uber because of the bad energy, no maskers. I like it. I like it. Smash that like button, everyone. So Indy says, eat, drink, smoke, and vape as much as you want, as long as that mask stays completely on your face. Right? Exactly. Stephen Cook, passengers who leave crap in the back of the car, like empty water bottles or candy wrappers or chewing gum. Passengers who forget their phones or other personal items. Okay, let's talk about personal items and riders. So if you've got a drunk person, you want to make sure when they get out the car that they have everything. So quick glance in the back. Hey, you forgot your phone. Hey, you forgot your bag. If you have drunk people in the car, you know that they're going to leave something behind. It's our time and money and effort. We got to get the stuff back to you. Most of the time, you don't reward us for getting your phone back, right? All of our additional costs, miles, just because you forgot the phone in the car. So dear rider, dear passenger, please pay attention. When you get out the car, make sure you have all your belongings and all your shit and all your phones and all your earbuds and everything on you. Do not expect us to do the searching, the finding, and the returning. The searching, the finding, and returning. It's not our job, dear rider. William says, slamming the door is my biggest. I hate that. I had one guy, I thought he was sick, and he slammed, my windows almost broke. You know, I'm going to punch you as hard as you slam my door. Is that fair, dear rider? How about if you want to slam my car door, how about I hit you equally as hard? Angus says, passengers leaving phones and other items, we should never be responsible for their shit. 100%. We should not be responsible for your shit, dear rider. Patrick Vasquez says, I saw some of the ride platforms. They were doing 120 and a 65. They got a ticket today. Many riders try get me to speed and try and get me to speed. Give them cash. No. Don't speed. Speeding kills. DC Gig Worker says, I agree with all these points. Rideshare pays the most per hour on Excel, especially, but all of the gig economy apps, I will say that rideshare is the most mentally taxing. It's very, very mentally taxing. Rider drivers is slamming doors. I hate it. If you slam my door, allow me to slam you equally as hard, right? Then it's fair. Then it's fair. Raymond Atiro says, drivers who jump out the car after the ride is finished, sometimes slamming the door on the seat buckle. Hate it. So I got an email here. person highlights a couple of great hates. Obviously, this one we hate a lot, eating in our car, right? But this was a cool little email. I'll read it out and then we'll get back to the comments. Firstly, hi Rideshare Professor. Thank you so much for being a voice for all drivers. Shout out to you from Chicago, also the capital of carjackings and shootings. Let's talk about carjackings and shootings. I hate the fact that so many people are getting assaulted, carjacked, and hurt because Uber is not doing anything about their safety. I personally hate that. That's why I have the channel, right? So that is one of my big peeves, one of my big hates, is that there's no money spent on safety. Safety for the driver, safety for you, safety for Patrick, safety for Angus, safety for No Bad Vibes, right? You should have all the safety you deserve, and the company should pay for that, right? I don't want to see carjackings. I don't want to see rapes. I don't want to see fake names. I don't want to see no pictures. I don't want to see assaults. I don't want to see rapes. I don't want to see pedophiles in the car. Tighten up your freaking damn security and safety measures, rideshare companies, right? Is it too hard to ask? So he says, you're awesome. Thank you for keeping us abreast of all that is happening and encouraging us drivers to have a plan A, B, and C, and that we can do a better as gig drivers. I think my biggest takeaway from you is the education. I love you for that. And I love you back. Thank you for saying that. It's very, very kind of you to write that personal message to me. I do want to read out, he says, jumping into what we drivers hate to have happen, and you had the first 15. So I had 15 in that video. This is part 2. There's another 150 here. If Uber and Lyft would pay attention to this, there's another 150 points in this video, guaranteed, right? He says, I have some more. Calling for an Uber ride when you are still on board the plane, which makes drivers wait, and you can't wait at the airport, nor do they text or call you either. And the worst is when the driver has been waiting over 40 minutes at the queue only to have this happen to them and go back and get in line. Now, a couple of times Uber will dispatch me right away, but not always. I can understand that you hate that. Young mothers that don't have a car seat, young mothers that don't have a car seat, right? And know they must have one for safety of their own child. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Young mothers that don't have a car seat and know they must have one for the safety of their child. I hate to hear other drivers do it, and so why can't you, really? So, you know, the message for mothers out there, you're getting into our car, you have a baby, you bring a car seat, right? Your child is our safety, and you're not going to drive with us. You're not going to put that little baby in our car if you don't have a car seat. Danny says, go Soren Box. And Gary Travis says, get rid of the phone immediately at police station. They can track their phone straight to your front door. Yeah, too often it's been reported that the rider shows up because they're tracking the GPS. They left it in the car. They get a buddy. Oh, let's go and track my phone to the house. And then they show up at your house. Hey, I left my phone in your car. Dude, who the heck do you think you are showing up at my house? File a report and we will get the phone back. But you have no business showing up at my house, right? When the driver has a question or is lost and needs the rider to pick up the phone, it is either dead or they are unavailable, leaving the driver to guess or cancel. Pick up the phone. When a rider knows the GPS is going a way he or she is not familiar with or has a better way and will not say it until the driver gets lost, such info is best earlier on in the ride, and so because of that, I ask if they have a preferred route. Don't like it when a rider can say hello, gets in the car with an attitude, at least show some common courtesy. Always try to kill them with kindness, but some of these riders don't care. When riders know they need a bigger car and don't order one for more people, it's a big one. So when riders know they need a bigger car and don't order one for more people, or when they have a large items to transport, we are not U-Haul. Thank you. We are not U-Haul. Or when you get in the destination and your riders take advantage, like leaving late for the airport and then pressure you to haul ass, not our fault. You left late and we don't control the traffic. He says, ORD Chicago O'Hare Airport is poor signage for riders, and so they are always lost, and always expect drivers to come to every terminal, especially Terminal 3 or beginning of Terminal 1. It's airport rules that drivers cannot go there. They will get fined $500. No rider is going to pay that ticket, but Uber don't tell them, and we get bitched on all the time. According to the name ordering the ride, it's a woman, but it's actually a man you'll be picking up. I think we should be informed. So yeah, you see a lady's name appear on the phone, and suddenly a young 17-year-old boy comes out. Yo, my mom ordered the car. Hang on, I'm here looking for this woman. This is the picture, and suddenly you appear. It's a problem, right? Raichi Warrior says, someone left their phone in my car. They tracked it and found me at the car wash. I almost sprayed them with the They should have sprayed them down. Like, what the heck? Capone TV says, Patrick, it shows 61 likes on my end. We got 62 likes here already. I love it. Keep up those likes. DC Gig Worker says, agreed on the phones. If they're Android phones, only the owner can turn them off. One time a passenger came to my house to find a lost phone, and I told him to get lost. Yeah, absolutely. They have no business being at your house to get the code. Keystone 291 says, I get these all the time. Philly is good for that. So yeah, thank you very much from Dor. I appreciate Dor Lawson for sending me that email. Jumping back to the comments, Daryl says, passenger slamming doors and wrong promotion payout. Uber does not like paying Quest promotions. If you complete 50 trips, you get $200. And if you complete 60 trips, you get an extra $300. Uber doesn't like paying the second part of the promotion. And the person hates it. And I understand. Anybody shorting you money, taking your tips, not paying you what you deserve, of course you hate that. You've worked hard. You deserve that money, right? Why should you be chasing that money? New Zealand Uber Vicky says, some say that we didn't know we need a car seat, and I say you do. You drive in your car without a car seat, I then cancel the ride. 100%. 100%. So you taking your little baby in your car without a car seat? Don't give me that shit. Really. Cancel on your ass right away. I won't be beat says, I returned a bag to police station. Uber connected me with my personal phone number, and the girl yelling, my money is missing. Yo, my money is missing. You stole it. Listen, biatch, I don't need your money, and I didn't steal it. And don't false accuse me, right? So that's insane, those type of false accusations. Hobie says, passengers putting in the wrong address and yelling at you. You're going the wrong way. You're going the wrong way. Idiot, you put in the wrong address, and then you're blaming us? Riders, please, sorry. I'm trying to ask you politely now, dear rider. Make sure you have the right address and you're ready to go to the right destination. Don't shout at us and saying, hey, you're going the wrong way when you put in the wrong address. Just a little reminder, dear rider, get your facts straight. Dan Barry says, I think all drivers should be raising awareness about lack of tipping in the text of their profiles and asking passengers to find other means of transportation if they're unable to do so. Unacceptable to not tip your driver during these times. Absolutely. Genevieve says, I hate how Lyft has changed the purple and pink zones. You used to be able to accumulate a higher bonus, and now you cannot. Completely understand your hate, Genevieve. I completely understand it. David Ramirez says, why do riders think that having multiple children, every 2 kids count as 1 adult? I don't get it. So you think like, oh, you're going to bring in all these, 2 kids count as 1 adult. Who made that math up? Where does that rule come in from? Our rule, our car, right? 1 kid, fine, can be accommodated by the parents. A baby, you accommodate, or a little minor, you bring a car seat. But there's no thing such as a mother getting in the car with 6 kids and saying, oh, that those 6 kids are 3 adults, so the 3 plus the 1 is 4. Here. Mike Hall says, I hate it when riders put a general location rather than an address so we can locate them better. Thank you very much for saying that, Mike. Complex Equation says, never change. Update the rider's address. Let them do so on their own app. Correct. Angus says, passengers blaming us for making them late. I drove a jerk from Westwood to Hollywood Bowl for a concert. He was adamant about a certain route, so I used it. When he was late, he blamed it on me. I mean, seriously, people, seriously, riders, you changing the directions on your driver and then you blaming them for being late and your stupidity. It's hard to understand. Life of Richard says, I hate it when passengers want to use the stop as a 30-minute shopping stop and think we will wait for that long because they want to save $10 on a new trip. Oh, I cannot stand that, dude. When I started off, I've driven every single category, right? I've had cars for every. When I started learning and I stopped Uber X after 2 months, that shit drove me crazy. I go shopping on, I was doing the 30 minutes. Oh, I'll be back. You know why? Because you're too damn cheap to take a second or a third Uber trip. You're going to try and wrap it all up with your one driver. Ain't going to happen. 100% correct, Life of Richard. Genevieve says, a lady rider called me that she left her Bic lighter and wanted me to get it back to her. Your Bic lighter, you can shove it up your ass. That's what you should have told her, right? Angus says, we drivers are logistical ninjas like London black cabbies, and passengers should respect us, but they don't. Emma Ragab says, some riders abuse stops. 100% correct. I am not bringing a Bic lighter back for you, lady. A cheap little Bic lighter for $1. You think I'm going to drive across town to bring your Bic lighter back? Like I said, put it where it fits, right? So, Damino says, I've had one passenger ask me if they can hear so and so. I said, no. I forgot what I was playing. I said, even if I'm paying for the ride. I said, yeah, you're paying for the ride. The music is for the driver. I would never listen to whatever you'd want to. Why would you want your driver pissed? I've had someone get pissed because they couldn't convince me to get the vaccine and gave me a bad rating. I've had someone reach up the middle and roll up my front window, then asked me to put the AC on, so I kicked them out. Later that week, added the partition to eliminate that. Also tapping my shoulder. Yeah, what's up with this tapping the shoulder? Don't you hate it? Hey, driver, hey, driver. Dude, take your dirty paws off my shoulder and stop tapping my shoulder from the back, because you might just encounter this guy, right? Stop tapping. Marcelo Pereira's solution, if a rider doesn't want to leave the car, call the cops, 911. Then hang a sign outside so the next Uber driver sees a sign saying, problematic rider won't leave car. I love it. So make a sign, problematic rider will not leave car. I love it. I love that idea. Righteous Joker says, hello to all. Lyft is hiding riders' rating, showing new. Thanks for that feedback. Perfect Nail says, better light than cigarette on the stove. Dan Barry says, I wish Uber would let us modify ratings of passengers like Lyft does. This would allow us to punish arsehole passengers who don't tip. Because Uber, we have to rate them immediately after the ride. Correct. So Frame Runner hates the Uber support. Who doesn't hate the Uber support? I mean, are they really supporting you? Is it really being worthy called Uber support, right? Support is atrocious. So he says Uber support using in-app text to communicate on serious issues and allowing COVID-19 to shield them from answering real questions or solving real issues. Phoenix Rideshare Dude says, if there was a monetary value on comment, I will tip you in the app, I would be a millionaire. So true. I love that. Genevieve says here, what I hate is that when we don't get compensated for an overly long trip to pick up a rider, Lyft is expecting us to travel 15 miles up to 30 minutes without getting paid. It's shameful. It's absolutely shameful. Springboks, we did well. We had world number one rankings. Here it is. I'm going to share this with you. I love this one. Can you draw a ship? No. These are questions written to kids. In this mathematical equation, find x. here it is. It's fine. I got to make a video on this. It's too funny. But I want to show you the world rankings. There they are, the men's rugby world rankings. South Africa, number 1. Number 2, New Zealand. Number 3, Australia. Number 4, England. Number 5, Ireland. Right? Updated on the 3rd of October, 2021. We're back on top, the Springboks. Love it. So, Edward says, I had a ride in Atlanta Friday night. Guy gestured that over here. I turn my car around, pull into the parking lot, and see who the potential passenger is. It's a guy leaning on the wall who can't even stand independently. The other guy was steady trying to convince him to move and get into the car. After seeing these videos and how you say to deal with the situation, I made a decision to cancel. That's all you do, Edward, you cancel. Danny, thank you. Springboks, woo-woo! Love you, Danny. Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anybody want something read out? Make a small donation, any donation, and I'll gladly pay attention to it. Gutter Bed says, rideshare that has more than one drop-off. Thomas is in the house. Rideshare, San Diego Rideshare Pro, Thomas Gibson's in the house. Let's make money. Let's make money. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, everyone else. Marcel Willis says, I agree. I've had to. Hello, sick people. No extra pay for sick and disabled people folding wheelchairs. So true. Thomas, how are you doing, buddy? Russian Pinot says, I hate these little bonuses Uber and Lyft place in the map to force you to move that area that should be deemed illegal, because that is a form of control they have over you, as if they are the employer, and still they will not pay for our workers' compensation. If TCP hires a driver that is an employee, they have to pay the workers' compensation. Why do Lyft and why Lyft and Uber don't have to? Very good point. Very, very valuable, very valid point. 21 Degrassi Street says, now since everything listed was just about why people hate driving for them, I'll add more. Inconsistent bonus. Punished for hitting bonus. They are removed or reduced as the time goes on. For example, I can't do 30 to 40 quests after hitting them twice. Option 7 has been removed. I don't drive for Lyft, so they won't give me any bonus, and they are even less consistent. Different rate card in every town. Lyft won't pay for long pickups. Not paid for pickup time at all with both companies. Good points. Life of Richard said, does the local and state government know that Uber and Lyft low rates to drivers are making it dangerous for other drivers and people around them, because the drivers will have to drive more and make mistakes? It's true. Very true. William says, the algorithm is messed up on both platforms, and there's a ride that needs to be taken close by. They'll send you far away to pick someone else up. 100%. Don't we hate that? Some riders think they bought a car with a chauffeur for $4. I love that. Melvin says, some riders think they bought a car with a chauffeur for $4. So true. This entitlement. Oh, I own you for $4. No, you don't. Our car, our rules, right? Hobie says, Rideshare Professor, what about when the passenger asks you to stop at a gas station and then you tell them, and then they can add another ride, and then you get unfairly rated or exaggerated complaint later? Mr. S says, smelling like smoke, adding a stop without checking with the driver, vaping and eating in the car, coming from the beach and bringing sand into the car, getting glitter on the seat, bringing fried chicken into the car, not allowing it to be placed in the trunk, coming from the pool with wet clothes. So there's a lot of points here, a lot of points. From the beach with sand, from the pool with clothes, changing the destination before the driver arrives, arguing with the driver about mask policy. Disrespect. Just because you paid a lot doesn't mean we make a lot. That doesn't make us your servant. 100%. Just because You paid a lot to Uber. We get a fraction of that. We're not your servant, right? Boosted says, hey, Professor, in case you want a screenshot of Uber charging someone $230 and then only get paid $40, let me know. Send it on over. I'll make a video. Here it is. Text it to me. I want to see a screenshot, somebody paying $230 and you only get paid $40. What's up with that, dude? What's up with that, Darakush Shawi? Where did you hide the other $190 in your own bank account? What? Right to Jokers is means to say they try to hide bad riders rating. The reason is they don't want drivers to reject the rides because of bad ratings, but they purposely put drivers on dangerous by hiding bad ratings. Good points there by. Very good points by Mr. S. Ice Cream Beat says, when I drove for Uber, I was nice enough to help with their bags to and from the airport and still got a bad rating. Then when I stopped helping with the bags, my rating went up. It's as if they like to be abused. Phoenix rideshare dude. Adding an additional stop, especially on the weekends. Example, a drive-through after the bars close and they expect you to sit in the drive-through when the lines are huge. 100%. We hate that. Tina Florence says, I tell people don't have an auxiliary cord. I keep my windows locked. I keep my heat and air conditioner locked in the back too. William says, riders aware of what they're doing. That's total BS cop out. Serena says, never getting a correct answer from support. Support with no knowledge of how things work. Koshashawi, are you listening? We have 68 likes. That's how I like it. If you haven't smashed that like button, I like to move it. Paul Figueroa. Torsten Kuhn Rideshare Encyclopedia. We'll get you encyclopedia. Thank you, Paul. How are you doing, my friend? How's the family? Good to see you here. Rich Blonde Bombshell. Rich Blonde Bombshell. I dodged a car, almost had an accident, and customer lied and said we had an accident. Wow. Take pictures, Rich Blonde. Take a video. Turn them in. Turn these bastards in. The shit that they try to get away with. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. Share the video, guys. Get this out. Let's get this out. We've got 71 likes. I love it. And I got to wind it down because I have dinner waiting and I have a long, long day tomorrow. Wish I could just enter the end game and get rid of some of that executive trash, I wish I could get rid of Dara. I wish I could get rid of John Zimmer. And I wish I could get rid of Logan Green. Just wish I was in the end game. Rich Blonde says, I took pics. They called me today. Whatever you have to do, Rich Blonde, if you have to file a small claims court, whatever you have to do, if you are not getting the help and cooperation of Uber and Lyft on problematic riders, you got to do what you have to do, right? If you drag them into court, drag them into court over a wrongful deactivation, drag them into court over false accusations that have led to wrongful deactivation, drag them to the court if they owe you money. Always, always stand up for your rights. She says, but I did have an accident July the 29th with Lyft, and it wasn't my fault, thank God, but their deductible is $2,500. That's when they smack you with a deductible. It's crazy. So at least you could prove it's not your fault, but then it's not your fault and you're paying $2,500. It's ridiculous. Jake's Current says, is anyone else embarrassed to even talk about Uber or Lyft? Embarrassing going into a restaurant, embarrassing telling anyone you work for them. It's like putting it on a big dummy hat. I like it. Marcelo says, help stop bad riders. Kick them out of your car, call the cops, put a sign out so that drivers don't take them. I love it. Jamay says, thanks a lot. You're doing great job. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for saying that, man. Thank you for saying that. By the way, Dara Koshashawi or any of that executive trash, go through these messages. Arthur Chan says, I hate entitlement. Entitlement. They think they own your car. No. I need to remind you, dear rider, our car, our rules. Our car, our rules. Our car, our rules. That's the only formula that works. Right? That's the way it is. George says, all it takes is one to make a false claim to Uber and you're off, and then you can't speak or call them. What a company. Rob says, I never allow riders to dictate the music. They're paying for a ride, that's it. As stated, I don't want to listen to music I don't like. Also, riders bringing their dog that isn't special needs because they think it's okay. If you have a special needs dog, that's one thing. But don't bring your goldfish, your dog, your reptile, your snake, whatever, into our car. We don't need that, right? That's not a special needs animal, your gecko or whatever you want to bring. Leave that shit out. Rideshare Otter says traffic was cutting the percentage for the drivers when he was in charge. He's not a hero for the drivers. Okay, that's his opinion on Travis. Tyler says passengers think we're therapists. Listen to this. Tyler says passengers think we are therapists. I don't mind learning if they need somebody to talk to, but I had someone get mad if I don't give them advice. Oh, so you're getting mad at me because I'm not giving you advice? Well, I'm not a therapist. I actually have my degree in psychology, so I can give them therapy, but they got to pay. If you're willing to pay $200 an hour, I'll give you therapy on top of the trip, right? But we are not free therapists. Don't get mad to us because we're not giving you feedback or advice. Alex says, after 15,000 rides, that's a lot. I don't put up with anything. No eating, no drinking, no bullshit. They've made me this way. I started out different. I love that. Let me read that again from Alex, right? Alex Virgo, after 15,000 rides, I don't put up with anything. No eating, no drinking, no bullshit. They have made me this way. I started out different. I started out as a nice human being, and you asshole riders turned me into this beast. Dan says, don't let passengers be domineering in any capacity. Listen, you're the alpha dog. You're the lion, right? You're at the steering wheel. Your car, your rules. You're the alpha. Alpha female or alpha male, right? Everyone in that backseat is beta. They're second degree. Don't let them ever try to manipulate you, bully you, or domineer you in any capacity whatsoever. I like that you brought that up, Dan Barry, because that's very, very important that we set the rules. I've had problematic drivers that think they can just, for a few bucks, they can shoot their shit in my car. I put them in place. Very often I slam the brakes briefly so they go forward. And I say, excuse me, if you come with that attitude, you're outside. I hope I make myself very, very clear. My car, my rules. If you don't like it, you're out. Now, I don't do that to private clients because I don't have to. My private clients pay a lot of money. They CEOs, they're NBA players, they are rock stars. I was with the Foo Fighters at the Alanis Morissette concert last night. These people don't give me shit. They don't give me attitude. They pay me well. They tip me well. They respect me. They're smart. They are the top of the top for a reason. But when I was in certain categories like UberX, I said to myself, I will never take this shit. And I stopped and I went to Excel, and then I went to SUV, and I went to Lux, right? Climbing the ladder. But you should never, ever tolerate any abuse, any bullying by anyone, because it's not worth the money. You can stop the trip and say, my car, my rules. I know that you're trying to act all tough and macho in front of your friends or your girlfriend, or you're trying to put me down in front of your girlfriend. It's not going to fly, buddy. You will be out, right? You set the rules. Even if they try to put this macho act in front of their wife or their girlfriend, they can talk down, you talk trash. No, we don't take that abuse. And I make it very clear. I said, you think you're the hero in front of your girlfriend or your wife talking to me this way? You will not be talking. You will be walking, right? So my way, but none of this stupid crap talk towards me in front of your wife or your girlfriend. It's not going to fly, because otherwise you fly out. You got to set the rules, my friends. So Mitch Dax says these problems should be grouped together: rider problems, app problems, Uber problems. Okay, we can make separate videos on Uber problems, app problems, rider problems. I just made it very open, like an open playroom where everyone can bring their beef or their complaint or their hates, just air out the dirty laundry, right? Seth says passengers asking for auxiliary cords to play their shit music, asking for drive-throughs, especially during surge time, slamming doors, vaping, shouting at pedestrians out of the window. Don't you hate that when you have a couple of drunks in your car and they're shouting, "Hey, asshole!" Right? Buddy, you're in my car and you're shouting to people on the street. If we get to the red light, they might come back and hunt your ass down. And then I have to deal with your crap. I've been there. I had to get into a fight in Hollywood because I had drunk people in my car that were picking fights with people outside. Don't you hate those drunkards that start screaming at people outside of your car? Shut the F up. You're going to get yourself and everyone in that car into a lot of trouble with your loud trap. Shut it up. Henry says taking forever to come out when they should be outside already. You call us, you be ready, right? Don't know, I'm in the shower, I'm getting dressed, I'm still doing my hair, I'm doing my makeup, I'm doing my mascara, I'm putting on my suit. Just wait for me. Buddy, be ready. Lady, be ready when we arrive, right? Letting their dogs jump all over everything instead of picking them up and holding them on their lap. Yeah, like our car's not like a playground for your little puppy, right? Catherine says money buys trash CEOs, not better drivers. Exactly. Money buys trash CEOs, not better drivers. I love that, Catherine. Vinny says, never had someone want to eat in my car. I've been asked about vaping. I let them because I smoke myself when I'm alone. I don't think it's a good idea that you vape as a driver in your car, but okay, it's your car. Brad says, when you call for a ride, be ready. Say you're going to tip, then you need to tip, right? Don't this bullshit. I'll tip you afterwards. Bullshit. Give me a cash tip right now. Lots of scammers trying to get free rides. Exactly. Christina says, I've been through a lot being a driver. There are good things and there are bad things in this job. I can say good things about it and bad, but most of the time the drivers do a lot and get paid way less. This Metatron says, I hate the profit split 42-58. 100% correct. Christina says, pay tolls on the way back, spending $40 every day on gas. I hear you. Hobie says, I would never pick up passengers on the weekend, at night, a disaster in the making. Louis says, schedule trips, calls to wait 20, 25, 30 minutes. I agree with that. David says, I hate it when I try to adjust a setting such as go offline and a trip pops up. I hear you. Mitch says, how is falling asleep a problem? As a driver, I have no problem if the rider falls asleep. Tony says, SOS, I hate long trips. Greg Sprinkle says that a rider can give a poor rating without a reason why. Exactly. At least some explanation of what was so bad. And then if the rider lies about the ride, then they're always right. Uber doesn't give a damn what the drivers have to say about the false bad rating. 100% correct. Fernando says, hello, professor. Have a good day. You also have a great day. Vincent says, I had a ride just 3 weeks ago of a passenger trimming his fingernails. Trimming his fingernails in your car? Dude, do not let me catch you trimming your toenails or your fingernails in my car. I will bust a nut. I will freak out. I will lose my marbles. I will not be a cool individual if you are clipping your toenails in my car. Watch all hell break loose, right? Are you, excuse me, sir, are you clipping your toenails in my car? Yeah, do you have a problem with that? Dude, start eating your toenails, right? Pick them up off the floor and eat them. And if you don't eat them, you're out. The only way I continue is if you stop and you eat I'll make them eat their toenails. Trust me. No clipping toenails or fingernails in my car. Christina says, even those customers ask, can you stop? I'll pay you a tip. And then they say, add a stop. Don't promise us a false tip and you say, oh, make an extra stop and I'll pay you in the app later. Bullshit. That's a lie. Jashawn Harris. My man T, what's up? Dan Berry, thank you for slapping down $2. I should cancel mid-ride for poor behavior like you. 100%. 100%. Don't, oh my God, don't get me going. Toenails and fingernails, gross. Deborah says, there's no eating or bathroom thing in my car. I give rides. I don't clean up like it's the kitchen or bathroom. No smoking, no drinking alcohol. I like it. Deborah puts down the rules. Mr. Monster Muscle. I hate it when they don't add the stop. They just wait for you to go to the stop and then change the location. 100% correct. What's up about that, right? They're not adding the stop and they just wait for you. What is up with that? Thank you for bringing that up, by the way. Jake Curran says, they really know how to make you appreciate $3. I'll give them $3 worth, guys. If they're paying you $3, give them $3 worth. I'm going to read that again. Mr. Monster Muscle says, I hate it when they don't add the stop. They just wait for you to get to the stop and then change the location instead. Not a good thing. No farting in cars, says Angus. You and the Did you just fart in my car? Out. Be Yourself says, I'm in Philly and I've been driving more than 6 years. During the pandemic, I didn't work and I started back to drive in the middle of September for almost 2 weeks. They deactivated my account. Why did they just deactivate you? You've been a loyal driver for 6 years, right? Why did they just deactivate you? My friends, I'm tired. My wife is waiting. I appreciate you all. If you want to go to this video, that's a good one. Capone says, carry a bottle of liquid ass spray. I like it. Carry some tear gas, man. Aaron Bazzetti says, I hate being a psychologist. You're not a psychologist. Pay us as a psychologist. Exactly. So, hey, guys, it was amazing. Thank you for all that valuable feedback. You have put so much information. Dara Koshashawi, come into the room. Now, Dara, do yourself a favor. Watch this video and study every single one of these comments, right? You think you can do that? Okay, good. Because that is where you're going to learn and listen what drivers have to tell you. This video, Dara, is filled with very useful information for your company. Do you understand? Good, he understands. IQ Boy, thank you very much. What happened to Our House Mondays? Got to apologize about the Our House Mondays. I have been so crazy busy. I'm not lying. Never had this many bookings. Companies are busy. Everything's back. Builders, house, doing a lot. Maybe too much. But I should get back to the basics, which is Our House Mondays. Jake's Current, this channel is fire. Thank you. Thank you for lighting up the fire, guys. So anyone who hasn't smashed that like button yet, it looks like this. It's a little thumbs up. I don't like these ones. I only like these ones. If you guys could move it. I like to move it. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. Got a lot of fun. I'm going to do some more jackhammering ones. I'll do all the crazy shit that the rideshare professor does, right? And my friends, Jay Amuri, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate you. I'm working hard towards that 50,000 mark. I'll get there. So you guys, a huge thank you. This is valuable and useful information for the companies. I hope they watch it. I hope they study it. I hope they learn. I hope they put these things into action, because we have given them so much ammunition. We have given them so much ammunition and free input. It's just pages and pages and pages of good ideas and suggestions, what these companies do and why we are not happy. Again, Uber and Lyft, listen, read, listen, convert, right? Make your company a better place for drivers. You can do it. You can do it. Get a new CEO in who understands how to read, listen, and convert our ideas into meaningful, fruitful, useful, right, ideas. It's not difficult. Guys, can we light it up? Can we put a ton of emojis here? Let's put tons of color. Let's light it up, light it up, light it up, light it up. Let's set the frequency. Let's just put a lot of emojis into the room. Yeah, we need to create a new platform, 100%. Let's light it up. Light it up, 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 light it up. We're on 79. Oh, we can get to 80. We're on 80. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you to you guys. There we go. Got the muscles. Jashawn's bringing in the big guns. Jashawn's bringing out the muscles. Be yourself. Genevieve, let's light it up. Thumbs up for everyone. I want to take a picture and show you how awesome you guys are, right? I want to show you how awesome you guys are, because this is you. This is you. This is who you are. You're the best. You count in my channel. You are the number one, not the executive trash. You are the number one in my channel. Never, ever forget that, right? That is why I'm here. That's why I'm vocal. That's why I stand up, because we fight. In this channel, we battle, we fight for a better world, for a better place for all drivers. You know it. I know it. I love you all. Good night, everyone. Thank you. I appreciate you all.